family has that one guy who plays guitar, and during that time there weren't any karaoke or videoke, so he'd be the one playing guitars for everybody to sing. So I was always sort of exposed to that. And then when I was in second year high school in Don Bosco, the music teacher at the beginning of the school year said, by the end of the year, everybody should learn to play at least one instrument. So, and I took piano lessons as a kid. I didn't really like it, so I chose guitar. And then, yeah, I enrolled in the Yamaha School of Music, learning classical guitar, and then eventually got my first electric, and then just snowballed from there. I don't know. I just played a lot. I also have to attribute part of it to Don Bosco then. Kasi ever since in the elementary school, music class was really music class. You know, you learn how to read the notes, how to write the notes, how to sing, and all that. And eventually, all that stuff transferred to me learning guitar. Oh, the notes are the same, but I could play them on the guitar. So, and then it was something that for some reason, I just got really interested in. I got really into, you know. When I realized that the people around me I used to think that everybody who played guitar knew everything, you know. And then one day I talked with a friend of mine who I looked up to. He was like the Tiendesitas of Don Bosco at that time. And I said, hey, can you teach me how to play Van Halen? That kind of stuff. Oh, I don't know that. No. You know, you should know that. You're a really good guitar player. No, I don't know that. So from there, I realized, oh, well, I gotta look somewhere else then, you know. And then when I was 15 or 14, thereabouts, I met this guitar teacher at Yamaha. I'd stopped taking lessons already, and then I heard that there was this really good teacher that came in. And then for some reason, we just hit it off. So instead of doing like 30-minute lessons, we'd do like 2-hour lessons, and he'd show me all the stuff that he knows, and he'd point me to different things. Hey, listen to this guy. Here, read this thing. You know, and I just soaked everything in. You know, to the point where I used to practice like 4 to 6 hours a day. As soon as I finished my homework, I'd play guitar. I even did the Vi 10-hour workout when it came out.
Oh, geez, okay.
Well, that made me sick of the guitar for the next week. But anyway, you know, that was the kind of dedication I put into it. So this event coincided with the high school assignment thing. You see, like a couple of weeks after that, I went to Ultrastorm 2. It was my very first rock concert. So I saw Tiendesitas and all that. And then I was being a newbie at that time. I was up in the rafters instead of down in the mosh pits. You know. So I was there, and I was looking, and the dawn came in, and then just this group of girls behind me just went nuts. You know, Teddy, we love you, Teddy. I thought Teddy was the singer. So like, oh, he's a guitar player. I want to be that guy. You know? So, and then at some point I realized that I could make a living playing music. You know, that you go to college for music. Oh, you can play and get paid. Oh, okay, I want to do that. Yeah. You know, so then tuloy-tuloy. I just kept at it. Probably the main reason why I did all those things was mainly for the challenge of it. You know, it was like something that was challenging to me. Therefore, I had to do it. You know, so they all presented different challenges at the time. You know, and then when I was able to do it, then the next few projects were, I wouldn't say not as challenging, but not as fresh. You know, because I've done this, I can do this again, I can do this again, I can do this, and refine the process and burnish the process and make it even better. You know, but then my personality, I always look for the next hill to climb. You know, so that's why I've gone through all those phases. Yeah, yeah. So it's. Like I said, they're all challenging. They're at one point or another. So I can't say one is more challenging than the other. Kasi when I was starting, I didn't really know that much about it, and then so I applied myself to learn more about it, and then eventually when things got put together, or I reached a level where I feel was good enough for me, then I look for the next thing. So I don't know if that answered your question.
So it's an unending
It's never it's never ending. I'm always trying to better myself. It's not a I'm still a work in progress. It was funny because the Francism's band, Boyet, the drummer, he and I used to play together before that. I've heard of him. Like there's this really good drummer who lives in BF. You should play with him. And then we put together rock bands. During that time, 92, 93, everybody was looking for their own thing to do, And then eventually Boyet crossed paths with Francis, and then Francis was trying to shake things up as well. He also wants to evolve. He also keeps challenging himself. So I guess the whole hip hop versus rock thing was a challenge for him. So ganun ba? Babanda ako. So, and then it was I think it was Metro or Faces Disco or whatever, that spot in Makati. Francis M had a gig. It was for an MTV party thing, and I was there. I was just hanging out, Then I just asked Boyd, "Hey, I'll jam with you guys. You don't know the songs? I don't care. Just give me the keys. I'll figure something out." And then so I used the guitar from True Faith then for this rig. I just borrowed it. That's time. And then we played the set. It was just fun. I was just me, playing over whatever they had going. And then suddenly, he got my number. The next day, we got another gig. Oh, okay. So then tuloy-tuloy na. And this happened right around the same time Rivermaya was happening too. So I was doing all sorts of things musically. I had my studio, I had my own band, I had Rivermaya, I had Francis M on the side. Then, eventually I had to pick. So my wife's graduated from nursing from UST, and then she applied for this job in the States when she graduated. And then they got her resume and she didn't hear back from them for the next 4 or 5 years. So we met, fell in love, we got married, got a kid, and then one day she got, "Hey, we need you here." So and then personally for me it was like I'm not gonna hold you back, but we got to be together.
Yeah.
So. And I saw it as another hill. It's like, man, that might be interesting, So we up and left, and then I started over again there, trying to really find myself, and then find my footing in that part of the world. Yeah, that was because YouTube was still new then. It's like what was that? 2005, 2006.
Yeah.
Mine was one of their very first accounts, and I only had this webcam, and I record these little videos and all that. To the point, I think I just threw whatever I could on that YouTube channel, kung ano-ano lang. But anyway, it was great because I was teaching. Aside from the YouTube thing, I was teaching online, like correspondence. I had students like all over the world learning guitar. And then I was also traveling within the States doing gigs and such, and concerts and such. So it was. I'm glad I got on that wave when the technology was still first starting.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I had plans of doing a solo album where, like, it was going to be in 3 parts. There's like an all electric rock guitar side, and then there's going to be like a classic acoustic steel string side, and then there's another. And then I gave up on that idea early on because I had to apply myself to each style to make it sound convincing,
Yeah.
And then of course it needed time to write that stuff as well. And then at that time, yung technique ko, my sense of writing wasn't as evolved. It was still young. So But now I think I'm at a point where I think I can do that. So that's what I've been slowly chipping away at. You know, 'cause I released my first electric instrumental single a couple of days ago, right before I came over. So that's gonna be one of maybe 5 or 6 tunes that are something like that. Then I have a hard drive full of like sketches and ideas. And I just need to sit down and just put it all together and learn the stuff. Yeah.
Or vice
Oh
versa.
yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not. I don't switch like that.
It's not automatic.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons why this trip I don't have any classical kicks because this is all I'm holding. So I mean, just the physical differences alone makes your muscle memory confused, you know. So if I'm doing like an electric tour, electric lang lahat. If I'm doing an acoustic or steel string tour or classical tour, classical lang lahat. Plus, it's we're getting old. Our brain cells aren't as flexible as they used to be. So I don't think I've released anything I'm embarrassed of. So and that's part of it too. It's like all the stuff I did, I still stand by today. You know, there are some things that I think I could have done a little better, but I just remember that it's recording is you at that particular point in time. Doesn't necessarily mean that's me right now. You know, so if I think of it that way, then it's okay. I'm not like somebody like Alan Holdsworth, who's like uber perfectionist, that as soon as he releases the record, he hates it. No, I can listen to it, and I don't mind playing it. Siguro ngayon lang, sometimes there are songs that they ask, it's like, oh God, I gotta learn that again. Kasi if you don't play it a lot, then it's somewhere. I used to be that way, and I was miserable. so I learned to let go a little bit. So now I embrace mistakes. Kamali ako, whatever. It's life. But dati it's like, one thing I learned doing the tours is like, especially if you play like solo classical guitar, everything you play is magnified. Because it's like you looking at a big masterpiece, like big work of art, looking at it like this. So you see every little imperfection, But for the people out there, they're looking at they're seeing this marvelous work of art from a distance, where it's supposed to be seen, as opposed to like with a magnifying glass. And I used to be like, I'd make a mistake and then I'd carry that until the end of the gig, and then when people come up to me, oh, that was a really good show, and I would say, I made a lot of mistakes, which is, you think it's you being humble, but it's actually you destroying their experience. Kasi parang sinabi mo na, oh, you're not sophisticated enough to catch on the little things that I did wrong.
That's interesting.
Diba? Parang ganun yung dating. So what I've learned to do is I take the compliment, but then I take notes of the things that I could have done better. And then when I go back to the practice room, that's where I sort it out. I try not to air it. Kasi yun na nga, and I can see it in their faces too. Parang, and then they usually follow it with something like, oh, well, sa akin okay naman siya eh. Diba? And then that's when I realized it. Oh, shit, I'm shitting on their parade. I'm shitting on their whole experience. I shouldn't do that. So, there was something, a friend of mine, he's a really good drummer, and we talked after the last NAM show, and he said, oh, I was going through the floors, and you get all these kids with super chops, playing all over the place, and it's awesome it's great how far technique has gone through the years from my time until now. But they all play the same licks, and they all sound the same. So I guess the challenge nowadays is to come up with something that hasn't been, parang when I came out, I had my influences, and I put them all together to come up with my own voice. Nowadays, since there's YouTube, there's instructional videos and all that, there's a I don't know if it's true, but I feel there's a drive to be as exact and as precise as possible in learning licks and learning songs, to the point now they learn the licks exactly how it was played by whoever played it, but then they don't make it their own. You gotta make it your own, you know, because it's like it's not honoring where you took it from. Kasi sila they learned it from somebody else and then they made it their own. You know, so you gotta take what you learn and mix it up with other stuff. I mean, that's not to say that everything I hear is like that. They're mind blowing kids too. It's like, you know, when I was their age, I was nowhere near that proficient. And then as far as the number of strings go, they have their place. Like I play 10-string mostly for solo, because I want to expand the range of the solo instrument. In a band setting, I don't think there's really a place for a 10-string. Because I have a bass player, you know, and he can do much more cooler bass stuff than I could while playing the other stuff that I need to play.
Yeah.
For me, like, so you go to a 7-string would be, you know, just, yeah, for me. I have an 8-string. I see it more as a solo instrument than a band instrument. Unless I'd be like Charlie Hunter, where he plays with the drum. But again, the quandary that I can't play as good bass lines as a real bass player, that comes here too. Plus, you know, I want to cut loose once in a while then, and if I have to worry about the bass line, you know, other people can do it, I can't. So, yun, I think guitar playing is going to be more technical. We're going to get to hear a lot more awesome music. But at the same time, I hope it doesn't lose the grit, doesn't lose the cojones that inspired everybody in the first place. They just launched this new site called Reverb Lessons. So I just got the confirmation that I'm going to be one of their instructors there. So we'll see where that leads me to. And then, you know, keep doing gigs, keep playing. You know, I have I just got a couple of new pickups from the Marshall that I need to install in my guitars. So yeah. And also, I'll be taking home this guitar, my Mixis Custom. This is like the 2016 version of that guitar.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get.
This is the one created here locally.
Yeah. Well, these were all created here actually. These are all Philippine made.
Okay.
Yeah, but this was made in 92, 93 thereabouts. This is in 96, 97. Then this is the latest.
I remember a picture from a Song Hits thing. You had this purple weird shaped guitar. Was that?
Oh, it looks like Voltron.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 7-string.
Oh, okay.
That's in the States right now.
Oh, so you still have it?
I still have it. I just resurrected it last year.
Okay.
Kasi for the longest time it sat without hardware at my home in BF.
Okay.
And then I asked my sister to bring it over, and then it's getting used.
Okay.
That was actually the very first 7-string built here in the Philippines. That was 91.
Yeah, that was a long time
Yeah.
ago. And that's awesome. You get like DiMarzio, and you also have your own signature strings.
Yeah.
I mean, how awesome is this? Having your own set of strings, huh?
It's great. I mean,
you're involved with the process, like
no.
what kind
Well,
of
I talked with the guy. But siguro the most involvement I have is just telling them what gauges I want, and then putting it together. Then they put my name on the package. It's a little bonus. Yeah, but I like it. I mean, the strings are. I've been using these strings since 2005. 2006. Then finally they came out with a service that you can pick your own pages. So okay, I'll do that. And then I figured people might be interested in it, so I started offering it. Hi there, I'm Perf De Castro, and you're logged on to Pinoytuner.com.